Hello everyone. In this episode, I cover the topic: Are global institutions losing legitimacy? This is one of the biggest debates in world politics today. For nearly 8 years, global institutions have shaped how nations cooperate, negotiate, and resolve conflict. Organizations like the United Nations, the International Monetary Fund, and World Bank were designed to create stability after world wars. But today, a growing question is emerging across continents. Are global institutions losing legitimacy? What legitimacy means? Legitimacy is not power, it is acceptance. Countries follow institutions when they believe rules are fair, representation is balanced, and outcomes are predictable. When that belief weakens, institutions still exist, but their authority fades. Why doubts are rising? Global balance of power has changed faster than institutions have. Emerging economies demand greater representation. Developing nations question voting structures. Conflicts continue despite multilateral forums. Many countries feel the system reflects the world of 1945 more than the world of today. The United Nations challenge. The United Nations remains symbolically central but operationally constrained. Security Council vetoes often block action. Humanitarian missions depend on political consensus. Major conflicts reveal limits of enforcement. This does not make the United Nations irrelevant, but it exposes its boundaries. Financial institutions under scrutiny. The International Monetary Fund and World Bank face similar debates. Voting power distribution reflects historical economic weight. Borrowing nations sometimes see conditionalities as external influence rather than partnership. Alternative financing platforms are emerging, changing the landscape. Rise of parallel structures. Regional blocs and new coalitions are expanding. BRICS initiatives, regional development banks, security partnerships outside traditional frameworks. These do not fully replace global institutions, but they reduce monopoly. Reform versus replacement. The debate is not simply about collapse, it is about evolution. Some argue institutions must reform to remain credible. Others believe parallel systems will gradually dilute their importance. History suggests institutions rarely disappear overnight. They adapt or they fade slowly. The deeper reality. The legitimacy ultimately comes from perception. If countries believe institutions reflect shared interests, cooperation continues. if they feel excluded, fragmentation increases. The future, the future of global governance may depend less on power and more on trust. Conclusion. Global institutions still shape diplomacy, finance, and international law, but their unquestioned authority has ended. The world is entering a phase where rules are negotiated more openly, representation is contested, and legitimacy must be cautiously earned. The question is no longer whether global institutions matter, it is whether they can evolve fast enough to remain central. That's our topic on global institutions, whether they are losing the legitimacy. Thank you for tuning in with us. Have a great day.